No doubt. All right, let's go on. We promised to talk a little bit about hoops, and as we approach Midnight Madness, I think Turgeon finally is going to get. Although I don't think he'll ever stop recruiting. I had called Zach Bolno to have him on the show this morning. He's out recruiting. I said, well, can I get Brenda? Out recruiting. This is like and Etzel, we don't have to talk about his recruiting. This never stops with these people. And I don't remember that being the culture as far, and I'm sure the recruiting was as intense. It wasn't as intense. The recruiting was strong, but the intensity of the recruiting now across the board, and then you toss in a guy who eats, sleeps, drinks, breathes recruiting, and that's John Tillman. You know, he's recruiting into 2015. They'll be looking at Mason next. But
well, I remember Lefty coming into Maryland, and what a big recruiting job that was, and we went out and invented Midnight Madness and really went after Moses Malone, and that's only, 30 years ago or so. But there was that big bump where we became extremely relevant quickly with recruiting, and I feel that big bump coming again.
The Harrison twins would weigh a lot if they would be able to land them just because of the battle with Kentucky. But I'm not hearing great things. There was some stuff about the rift between the father. There's no question in my mind the father wants him to come to Maryland. I can't imagine. His best friend is Bino. There's Under Armour connections there. Everything about the father lends itself to Maryland, but ultimately it's the kid's decision. But there's so much speculation, so much rumor, and every day, certainly when you go on TerpTalk.com, that cycle, it takes you in a circle, and it just goes around and around of rumor.
Yeah, it gets you elated that it looks like they're coming this way, and then instantly it deflates you that the kids want to go to Kentucky and that the father wanted them to go to Maryland. What do you think would drive Turgeon and the guys to go down to Houston?
They're going to fight the fight to the last second. And when you have two kids who can come in and take you to a national championship. You know, I read something today, I'm not sure where it was, I read so much about it, that Kentucky's not recruiting any other guards. Now, you could read into that what you want. And Maryland, they're recruiting other guards as if, you know, and there's reasons for it. When you're recruiting Peters and Jordan as hard as they've been recruiting them, you're not sure what's going to happen with the twins. But you're right. Why would Turgeon and Bino go to Houston to show up to watch again? And I will tell you this much. I think they've made so many trips to Houston, I guarantee you whatever hotel they stay at knows them well down there.
I'm sure they're enjoying their Marriott points in Houston. From a sales perspective, either you're going down there because you fear that the deal's slipping away, or you're going down there to close the deal. And that's going to be the big milestone there is, do the Harrison twins show up for Midnight Madness at Maryland, or are they going to go to Kentucky?
Again, well, I don't know if that means anything if they do come, but if they do come, you're going to, I think that the fervor from the fans is going to be off the charts.
It would be like when Stephon Diggs showed up at a basketball game in February.
Yeah.
And everybody was screaming, Diggs, Diggs, Diggs. Everybody knew who he was when he walked in the building. That place is going to go crazy. That's one of the reasons I think that Midnight Madness is such a big deal this year, is you could end up with the Maryland fan base almost getting to recruit the Harrisons one-on-one. It will be crazy if the Harrison twins walk in that building.
And I'm sure the answer to this is yes. When I watch... When the other team has to punt from inside their 30 or 40-yard line, and you know Diggs is going to get a shot, a crack at the ball, doesn't your level of anticipation like jump all of a sudden, like this is going to be the one?
Oh, absolutely. I know the fan base loves that stuff. I think I told you a story at Temple when Diggs was walking on the field, and all the Maryland fans just started chanting his name. He is electric.
Yeah, and of course, as you see on the TV, I'm wearing my number 1. That's a great thing about Maryland jerseys. They don't put names on the back. So I dug this out.
That's a nice Bruce Perry jersey.
Yeah, what bowl was this? The Champs Bowl? I don't know.
Orange Bowl.
Oh, this is the Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl.
All right. So I dug out this number 1. No name.